Take a on that breakfast, love. I could murder a fry up. You know, I'm only enough to eat a cow off a butty.
Oh, don't start.
I'm just telling you I'm hungry, that's all. Let's have some fried bread, eh?
Oh, Stan, will you give it a rest? Look, if your belly weren't blinding you, you'd realise I'm not feeling too clever this morning.
Oh, what's this, eh? Hangover?
Oh, don't talk, Jack. I've got no such thing. Oh.
Morning after the night before. I'm not surprised. The amount of stuffing you must have supped last night at Betlinch's.
Oh, I only had a few. No, I think it must have been one of them dinky pies you were offering.
You're always the same, aren't you? If you have too much to drink, you've always had a bad pie.
Well, it could have been.
Was it a dinky pie last night that sent you home singing Martha, Randy Rose at the Redwood? And you were staggering too.
Stan, will you give it a rest, Chuck? Don't keep going on.
What about my breakfast?
You'll have to get it yourself this morning. I couldn't even look at a piece of bacon the way I'm feeling.
All right, I'll get it myself. But let this be a lesson to you. When next time I'm off colour, don't come shouting at me, will you? Remember the kindness and thought I've had for you this morning. All right.
Oh, do you mind making less noise when you're eating?
You can't eat in bed quietly. Not when the fat's nice and crispy like this.
Oh, Stanley, here's my head pulsating and you're going on about fatty bacon. Anyway, hurry up and get finished because you've got to go out and do some shopping.
Me?
Yes, you great lump.
Oh, well, I don't feel so good this morning, you know. I was going to take a day off window cleaning anyway.
Don't come it. You've shifted that breakfast like greased lightning. Now, your first stop's the Rovers.
Well, they aren't open for 2 hours.
You're not going there supping. You're going to tell Annie Walker that I'm not coming in to clean for her today. Now, she's bound to ask why, so what are you going to tell her?
Well, I'll tell her you've had a drop too much.
You do no such thing.
Well, I've got to tell her something, haven't I?
Oh, look. Tell her I'm stopping at home because I'm indisposed. You can tell her I've suddenly been prostrated.
Hey?
But, dear, if Mrs. Ogden doesn't turn in very shortly, there'll be no alternative for it.
No alternative for what, Mrs. Walker?
The cleaning, dear. It's got to be done. So, if she lets us down, we'll have to tackle it ourselves.
We? You mean you as well as me?
Yes, of course. Naturally, I may have responsibilities that may distract me now and then.
Naturally. Do you know I could kill Hilda? I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning myself, cleaning my own place up after that housewarming. Only a few people, and you'd think a football crowd had dashed through.
Morning.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Ogden. We have been waiting nearly an hour for Mrs. Ogden.
That's why I'm here, see? To tell you she can't come.
Oh, smashing. Marvellous. Just what I need is that.
Why can't she come?
Well, she can't come for health reasons.
What do you mean, for health reasons? She got smashed last night and she's got hangover. Well, for your information, she's not alone. I've got hangover. Everybody's got hangover.
Not everyone, dear. Is that really why she can't come into work, because she's got a hangover?
Oh, no. She told me to tell you she can't come because she's a parasite.
No, that's what you asked, Stan. What's her symptoms? Headache?
Huh.
Can't face food, sits about moaning.
That's it.
Like I said, hangover.
Well, at any rate, thank you very much, Mr. Ogden. You have at least taken the uncertainty away from our lives.
Don't mention it, love. Are you open?
No.
Ta-da.
No.
Oh, you've condescended to come in, have you? I had to do your cleaning for you this morning, madam.
Look, I happen to be a human being, not a mechanical robot. I were indisposed this morning and I still am.
You're hungover.
No, I'm not. Probably one of them viruses what's going about.
And I suppose you come in here for a hair of the dog that bit you.
No, I haven't. I've dragged myself down here to buy a pie. Because that husband of mine went out for supplies this morning and hasn't come back yet, so give us a meat and potato. And if there's any more nasty remarks, I might just have a relapse. Then you'll have to do me cleaning tomorrow morning as well.
Just you dare.
Oh, hey up, Chuck, I can't see the telly.
Why am I doing this? It's your job, really. What about my back?
Ooh, self with you, first, last and in the middle. Here's me lying here, racked with pain, and all you can do is moan. I might have been up and about by now, you know, if you hadn't taken so long over the shopping. But oh no. No, I have to drag myself out to get something to eat. Oh, and it's done me no good at all, that pie. I can feel it lying there.
Well, why don't you get up, get some exercise?
Oh, that's right, abuse me. No wonder my back's suffering. Look, don't keep stood in front of the tally, Stan. I've got a bet on this next race.
You what?
Well, I have to have a bit of pleasure. While I was struggling down the street to the Rovers for my pie, I thought I might as well drag myself as far as the betting shop and have a little flutter. Might do me good, I thought.
Isn't it marvellous?
Beginning to swing left-handed with Atlas Rain.
Oh, Stanley, could you not even wash a plate?
Never mind that, you should be in bed.
Just look at it. Yesterday's dinner. And what's that thing doing here?
Bit of all round, there's a good paraffin stove. I'm going to put it in your bedroom.
Where'd it come from?
Only £1.
Who off?
Tommy Deacon.
Oh, is it in working order?
No, it needs fixing.
More junk.
Well, I'm doing it.
Look, Stan, he's a scrap dealer. He gets what folk give him. Rubbish.
They talk so in because they want the modern look. There's years in this yet.
It doesn't go. It wants fixing, you just said.
There's no to it.
Oh, another quid down the drain.
Why you always got to talk like that?
'Cause I know you.
I'm doing my best.
Look, Stan, don't do your best. Just do something useful.
Are you Hilda?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What's up with you?
You're not well?
No, I've not been too clever since that shindig of yours. I think I'm getting the flu.
Oh, heck. Well, you get to bed then. Don't bother yourself what Annie Walker says.
No, I don't.
She doesn't mean it. You know her any road.
Don't mean what?
I don't see how she can give you a sack.
Sack?
Well, you could sue her for wrongful dismissal. There's a law now.
What, just 'cause I've took 2 days off?
You want to go to Citizens Advice Bureau. They'll tell you about the law. I don't know if it applies to part-time.
Here, are you having a go at me?
I'm very concerned for you, Hilda.
Yeah, well, you can go back to Annie Walker and you can tell her I'm not coming in 'cause I'm very poorly. And it's no use her threatening redistribution. Do her no good at all.
I'll tell her.
I mean, where's she going to find another mug like me?
Well, at the moment, she's looking in my direction, Hilda. Only I don't see why I should.
No, don't you be put on.
I've told her. I mean, there's agencies she's only got to ring. Yeah. And then again, there's Stan.
Hey?
I mean, a professional cleaner. Normally works up a ladder, that's all.
You can stroll on.
Of course, if you want him for some, Hilda.
No, I've no use for him here.
I'm not doing no chowing.
Aren't you?
Hey? Mind your feet, lad. Come on. Lift them up. Thank you very much.
Is he putting you up comfortable then?
Sorry.
And again.
Len, is he making...
If you don't mind, Mrs. Walker, I'd like a word with you.
I'll be with you in a minute, Mrs. Ogden.
In a minute won't do, Mrs. Walker. I want to know where my money is.
I don't think this is either the time or the place to discuss your emoluments.
Oh, don't go chucking your big words at me. I eat them for breakfast. I want my money, what you owe me.
I do not owe you any money, Mrs. Ogden.
There was 3 quid short in that envelope, and you know it.
Mrs. Ogden, if you want to go on bawling like a fishwife...
I want my money, what you owe me.
Realise that you do so at the risk of your employment here.
Oh, aye, so she tells me. Yeah, so she tells me. 2 days off and it's my cards, isn't it? I can't be ill, can I? Oh, no, never been heard of.
Don't look exactly at death's door to me. In fact, you look very robust, and you sound it.
Yeah, well, I've dragged myself here today. Dragged myself, because I won't be done down.
Your husband came in this morning. Well, really, this afternoon.
Yes, I sent him as a favour.
As a favour? Too many favours like that and I'd be out of business. He went out of his way to upset and offend the customers, and he smeared the tables, smeared them with a floor cloth. I couldn't allow him to continue.
Yeah, well, he's not accustomed to the job, is he?
Exactly. And therefore he is not entitled to the rate of pay for the job.
Well, he only needs a bit of telling.
We might describe you as a professional cleaner.
I am a professional cleaner.
Well, if you are, then your husband is an amateur, and not a particularly gifted one at that.
Oh, no, he's a professional. He's a window cleaner. In fact, we're a family of professional cleaners, which puts us higher up in godliness than some folk I could name.
Does it? Well, then, you might ask the very godly Mr. Ogden where the other pound is, because you should only be £2 short. And £2 short, you're going to stay.
Right.
Morning, Hilda. Any news yet?
Huh?
On Deirdre Langton and family?
Oh, none as I've heard, no.
Oh, well, if you haven't heard, Hilda, nobody has, and that's for sure. So, will you and Stanley be doing the Light Fantastic tomorrow night, then?
You are?
The dance, Hilda, as advertised on that poster you've been staring at half the morning, I shouldn't wonder.
Oh.
Don't tell me Stan's not taking you.
Oh, yeah, of course he is, yeah. Well, that is, he has offered, you know, but, I said no. Not much point in us going to a dance any road. Last time Stan were on a dance floor, Glenn Miller was still alive and kicking. Besides, you know, I like to get away from familiar faces when I go out, me. Well, you get sick of the same shower day in and day out, don't you? I'd just as soon be at home with the box, you know. Be cheaper and all. Oh, I said that to Stan when he offered to get us them tickets. No, you save your money, Chuck, I said. Let them go to this dance what can't get their fun at home, I said. And good luck to them. No, we'll just get a few bottles in and have a bite to eat. Watch the telly. Make a nice change.
So who's she trying to kid?
Herself.
Oh, for goodness sake, leave it alone before you break the rotten lastic.
It's throttling me.
That's not to what I'll do to you if you ruin it. Leave it alone.
It's all right, is it?
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'll tell you when to start, and I'll leave.
Okay.
Oh, hello, you made it. Good.
Yes, I did. One ticket for you if you still think you can sell it.
Emily couldn't come then.
No, she couldn't.
Okay, Dave.
So let's take it away with Suicide Strays and Son of the Father.
Put them glasses down, let's be having you. You've not come here just to sup, you know.
I can't dance this.
Oh, of course you can. You just do 1, 2, chassis, 1, 2, chassis, like you always do.
Oh, something I've got to put up with.
Come here, shake. 1, 2, chassis.
It's beautiful, that
Chassis.
Like this at the door. Lovely.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, yeah. Smoker and Tom, please.
Chocolate and Sonic.
You're on your own tonight, then?
For the moment, yeah.
Lonely for you.
Doing where I live, I think.
Not everybody knows acting.
Behind your backs, please. And your front.
Evening.
Hilda?
Not celebrating, are we?
No. Not to celebrate. Still waiting.
Oh, worrying for you.
Yeah.
Because when I were getting towards the end of the mine, you know, Stan wouldn't leave me side.
Oh, of course, that's quite easy to do, isn't it, when you're flat on your back drunk? You dancing? Late. Right. Now.
Well, lost somebody, have you?
Yeah, Gail.
Oh, wouldn't be one of them two, would she? Over there dancing.
Charming, isn't it?
I wonder if Deirdre would think so. You want to get yourself some of that pancake stuff, that'll cover it up.
Do you reckon?
You must think a lot about him. I say you must think a lot about him, that Mike Baldwin.
I heard you the first time, Hilda.
It's not really my type, though.
My God, he'll be heartbroken.
Something I've never done is that, you know. Made a spectacle of myself in public over a fella.
You don't know what you've missed.
So what are you going to say, then?
When?
Well, when folk ask about your face.
I'll say what I'm saying now.
What's that?
Mind your own flaming business.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Walker.
Bet, my dear, what on earth have you done?
Oh, it's now, Mrs. Walker.
Looks nasty, doesn't it?
Very. Mrs. Ogden, how many times have I told you not to put that on the bar top?
Oh, yes, sorry.
And I'm waiting for you to start in the kitchen.
Yeah, I've nearly done here, Mrs. Walker.
Bet, my dear, what on earth happened?
Yes, well, it was silly, really.
Must be very painful.
I was lifting this suitcase down from top at wardrobe when this stool toppled over
You
like...
hit something as you fell. Dreadful and so easily done. Do you know, dear, they say that the majority of accidents take place in the home.
Do they?
They do indeed, so one must be doubly careful.
It's very true, Mrs. Walker.
Didn't spoil the dance for you.
Oh, no. You wanted the light ales checking in the cellar, didn't you?
Please, love. And be careful of those steps.
Mrs. Walker,
Well,
I've done the floor.
not before time.
Hey, Mrs. Walker.
Yes, Mrs. Ogden.
It wasn't no suitcase, you know.
Beg your pardon?
Scratching each other's eyes, as there was, in front of everybody and all. Oh, Ken Barlow had a go at stopping them, but it didn't do no good. They just went mad.
Who did?
Bet Lynch and that one they call Mary Stanton.
Do you mean that Bet was involved in a fight?
Yeah. Over that Mike Baldwin at last night's dance. What'd you do that for?
Haven't you seen the advert?
Well, is it supposed to make the beer stronger?
Oh, I can see why you married her, Stanley. Somebody said it wasn't just for their looks.
He's testing it.
Oh, I see.
Tastes funny, though.
What for?
Hey?
Well, what's the beer supposed to do to it when you test it?
It's what it doesn't do. That's the point, Mrs. O. Listen.
It stopped.
That's about the,
Hey, it's going.
And it's been underwater.
But it's still going.
Right!
Oh. Ah, but that's not water, is it? It's beer.
Oh, Stanley, take her home, put her somewhere safe, will you? Here, Lynchy, feast your eyes on them.
What are you doing with them?
Selling them.
Are they yours to sell?
Would I come into a public place with the landlady here herself?
How much?
£6.50, and it still goes if you dip it in beer.
What would I want to do that for?
Well, to test it, like.
For what?
To see if it goes.
When I dip it in beer?
Yeah.
£6.50.
To me mates, like.
Go on then, give us one. I'll just get my handbag.
Mrs. Bishop?
I was just having my lunch.
Oh, that's all right, Chuck. You carry on, don't mind me.
Oh, was it something urgent?
Well, tomato sauce, that is, if it's not in use, like.
They do sell it at the corner shop, Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, yeah, but I'm waiting till Thursday, you see. They got these special offers at the supermarket on Thursday. 5p off tomato sauce, it says.
So in the meantime...
Well, I'll let you have it back soon as Stan's done with it.
Oh, well, you may as well keep it. There's not much in.
Oh, very generous. Having his in the canteen, is it?
No.
Oh.
He's taken a sandwich so he can work through his lunch hour.
Oh, it's typical, is that? Do you know, I think it's wonderful the way he settled down over at that warehouse. He's very popular, you know.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you could see it last night. Well, at the dance. Pity you couldn't come.
I had a rather bad headache.
Yeah, so he said. Oh, but you should have seen the way he put himself out over them girls. You know, making sure they enjoyed themselves, like. Especially one in particular. Yeah, well, I didn't know he was such a good dancer.
He's very conscientious.
Oh, beyond the call of duty, if you ask me. Still, he did leave early, didn't he, to get home to his sick wife? Yeah, well, Stan will be waiting for this, I'll say ta-ra. Thanks very much.
Well, I'm sorry we couldn't give you more prior notice, like.
Well, you give us 9 months, love.
Well, any road, we'll try and do better next time, and, well, when Deirdre comes out, you're all invited to a proper do.
Oh, right. Come on, everybody, to the Lacton family, to Deirdre, Ray, and the new little baby daughter.
All the best. All's well that ends well, then,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anything could have happened, couldn't it?
Well, no.
I'm not with you.
Well, you're Deirdre being here on her own, if she hadn't been able to get that ambulance.
On her own?
Oh, didn't they tell you? He were across at the dance. Your Deirdre had to get to hospital by herself last night.
Really?
Yeah, all done and dusted once again, Mrs. Walker.
How do you do it, Mrs. Ogden?
Do what?
Delude yourself practically every day of your life.
Hey, was she staring at me?
Yeah.
Do you know, one of these days I'm going to jack this job in, see how she goes on then. Just see how soon this place goes to rack and ruin.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Hilda. You take a week off, see if anybody notices.
Of course they would.
Would they?
Give us a light ale, I'm spitting feathers.
You know, I reckon there's a lot of folk like that, Hilda. Nobody'd notice if they never went in work again. What do you say, Al?
I don't think anybody would notice me, actually.
How about yourself?
Oh, I'd be missed instantly. You've only got to look at me. Now, here's a lady what's got it made.
How do you make that out?
A good job, sugar daddy, grandchild.
I wish you'd stop calling her that. Makes me feel old.
I bet she's lovely, though.
She is.
Hey, is she like Deirdre or like him?
Deirdre. I'll have a gin and tonic, love, please. Al?
Oh, so I'll have a pint.
You having one, Hilda?
Oh, well, I've just got this one in, thanks.
Hey, you can manage another, can't you?
Oh, go on then, yeah.
Oh, thank you, love. There.
Now, here's a point of protocol.
You reckon?
Does a new granny treat round, or do we treat a new granny?
Stop calling me a granny.
Yeah, it is a bit ticklish, that, Eddie. Except in your case.
True. Pint of bitter, please, Mrs. Hunt. Hey, they've got special dances for you now at the Pally, you know. It's called Grab a Granny Night.
Scrub that pint, will you, Bet?
My pleasure.
Hey, I'm sorry. Even if you are a granny, you're a glamorous one, just like Mrs. Ogden.
I was a very young granny, as a matter of fact. I was only 46 when little Darren were born.
Yeah. Well, can I have a word when you got a minute, Bet?
You go down to see your dear, didn't you?
Oh, I can't wait to get to the hospital fast enough.
Give her my love.
I will.
Anyway, how's life treating you?
Can't grumble.
You did the right thing, you know, getting away from here.
Yeah. And how's life treating you, then?
Do you really want to know?
I wouldn't have asked if I didn't.
Well, I get this funny pain in my chest, just under my breastbone about here. Comes and goes, you know. I had a look at the paintwork on my house this morning. It's stripping away like bark from a birch tree. I mean, the house will be near nude in less than a month. I'm sick to the back teeth of my job. My gearbox in my car's falling to bits. It's going to cost £100 for a new one.
How's your bank balance?
Non-existent. And that's not all.
I didn't think it were.
Do you know, I'd rather be anything but a councillor at this time of the year. You know why? Because now's the time we fix the new rates, isn't it? And we're suspect. I mean, the ratepayers want to get rid of all the town hall staff. They want to sell all the council houses and turn the town hall into a sauna. That might not be a bad idea. I'm fast coming to the conclusion that public services ought to be sold to private enterprise. They'd be a lot more efficient, a damn sight cheaper and all. Then all those councillors could be put out to grass in a field of buttercups. I'd like that. Maybe this pain in my chest would go then, or two.
You know what? I wish I hadn't asked you how life's treating you.
I wish you hadn't as well.
Right, are you fit?
Oh, let me have my drink.
I've only got half an hour to spare. I've got work to do.
Suck that up for me, would you, Bet?
What's up there?
Summit.
If you ask me, she's heard how Langton were across at that dance last night while poor Deirdre all but went past her time.
And who told her, I wonder?
I wonder.
Yes, Eddie.
Are you sure Scuffers were round looking after them watches?
Would I lie to you?
Yes, you would.
Well, I'll describe him if you like. Short for a copper, sandy hair, freckles. I think they called him Robbo, although his name weren't Robinson.
I know him.
Well, there you have him.
Just as well I got red, innit?
Where?
Down the grid outside. Isn't it marvellous? Try and make an honest living in old turns to... Damn, it is.
Oh, well.
Hey, I knew a detective they used to call Robbo.
Oh, yeah?
He wouldn't have been around here, though. He was transferred to Bury about 12 months since.
So?
So he didn't need to ditch them watches.
So he shouldn't have flogged a dud one to Mavis?
Well, he gave her her money back. She just told me so.
Oh, dear. Then I really am sorry. All them lovely watches down that grate.
He's in, isn't he?
How do you know?
Well, I deal window cleaning weather, so he's bound to be skiving somewhere. He only skives at home when it's raining and he knows I can't stay out.
Do you know, Hilda, you're like one of them professors on telly, aren't you? An expert on human behaviour.
Too, I'm not so sure it's flaming human.
There you are. Thank you.
Bye, Eck. Look for the trough and you'll find the pig.
It's dinner time.
And you should know better.
Ogden.
Well, if it weren't for women like you waiting on him, pandering to him, he wouldn't be so weak-willed.
I got paid to wait on. This is a cafe. He's a customer.
Yeah, I know, but don't tell me you don't get no pleasure out of waiting on him. Him and a spinster, whew, he's always had this fatal fascination for women.
Well, not for me, he hasn't.
Oh, you can tell she's frustrated where she keeps puckering her face up.
Yeah.
Right, Stanley.
What?
I know how you can save today from being a complete write-off, profit-wise, that is.
How?
By putting your hand down the grid.
Hey?
Eddie Yates has got rid of them watches he's been selling down the grid outside the Rovers.
Why?
Well, he thinks the Bobbies might be interested in them. He thinks they're stolen property.
I'm not touching that with a bar's pole.
Ah, but I know they're not stolen property.
How do you know?
My senses haven't been dulled by overindulgence, Stanley. Especially me ears. I wash them out occasionally and all.
Their money back.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that till... We can get them back, can't you? They're only outside.
Monkey? What? Come on, I've got a little job for you.
Thanks for that, Al.
Confession is good for the soul, Beck.
It can also get you a thick ear.
And now down there...
Oh, you're not going deep enough.
Well, not putting me hand in.
Didn't know you got a new job, Stanley. Emptying the grids.
Oh, hello, Eddie.
Eddie.
What's he doing? He's looking down the wrong stuff. Sorry, Stanley, not that one. Round the corner. Come on, monkey.
What are you?
Well, anybody can make a mistake. What's up with you?
Mumbo jumbo.
It's a physics sciences teacup reading, Stanley.
It's a load of codsle up, like this horoscope.
Well, what are you reading it for, then?
If I don't read it, you read it to me, won't you?
It's just as well to be prepared for the day ahead, Stanley.
You can't prepare for my dead, except by cutting your throat. Up and down that ladder like a thing, monkey on a string. Do you know what it says here I should be doing? Considering my future career prospects.
Oh, Nora. Oh, flaming Nora.
What's up?
Another flipping bear.
What's that mean?
In a word, misfortune.
So what's new?
Exactly. You know what I think, Stanley? I think there's somewhat dogging us. There's a big fat owl sat up on us chimney pot what we know nothing about. Else you've broke a mirror and you're not letting on. Oh, there's somewhat. Huh. Only a flaming dagger here and all.
Sorry, Stanley. I haven't even got a quid myself, so I can't lend you one, can I?
Oh, till tonight. I've got customers owing money, you know.
No, sorry, I don't lend money, Stanley. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. That's my motto. It has been for, well, quite a while.
Something wrong with my credit?
Funny you should mention that, Stanley.
What?
About credit. Didn't you borrow a quid off me a couple of weeks back?
I don't remember.
I do, definitely. Any quid you borrow, mate, is mine.
You're making it up.
Hey, I've got a good motto for you, Stanley. Never try and borrow somebody who you've already borrowed money from, because you might remind them.
I owe him now.
I think you've seen the last of that quid.
You reckon?
I've got the back it.
Oh, Stan, I wanted to buy Deirdre's baby a bit of summers. How did you come to lose your money?
I hold him in pocket. Whose fault's that?
Yours. If you will keep a scout knife, 2 6-inch nails, a bullet and a pair of rusty old bicycle clips in it, what do you expect? Wear through steel wood, then. What do you want them bicycle clips for, anyway?
Stop the wind blowing up my trousers and up the ladder. I had some funny pains up there last winter.
Yeah, well, look, I've only got this 2 quid. Now, if you don't pay me back tonight, you'll be eating them bicycle clips before the week's out.
You're a little belter.
Have you noticed something about me, Stanley? I've got very big ears. I'll have one of them quids.
I've a heart, Eddie. Look, I've got a cert for the 2 o'clock air. You know, stable information like. And I can put the lot on it.
Not my quid, you know. Come on, hand it over.
All right, but I don't remember.
What's the horse?
You've got to hope.
Poor old Stanley. One of life's losers.
Yeah, you sure he lent you a quid?
I think he did.
You lent him one?
Yeah.
You're a crook, mate.
True. Still, if I hadn't had it, some bookie would have done.
Hey up, Hilda, love. Things can't be as bad as all that, surely.
Oh, can't they just? Do you get a lot of bad luck, Fred?
Well, I mean, my missus going the way she did weren't exactly a stroke of good luck, were it now?
No. Only we don't seem to get much else, me and Stan. There's somewhat dogging us, if you ask me. Somewhat dogging us.
Mrs. Ogden, I think we'll make a start on the yard tomorrow.
I mean, I will. Yes, Mrs. Walker.
There you are, Hilda. I found some in stockroom after all. I hope you enjoy it.
Ah, thanks very much. 'Tis good of you to give me credit.
Well, you look so depressed, love, I could hardly do anything else. Mind you, don't make a habit of it.
Oh, no, I won't. Oh, hey, what's your opinion of number 13?
Eh?
Well, I mean, do you think it's an unlucky number?
Well, I can't say I've given it much thought. It's supposed to be, I know. I mean, I believe you don't find a number 13 in a hotel, nor 13 cabins on ships.
No, that's right.
Why are you interested?
Well, this house is number 13, isn't it? And with all the bad luck we've had these last few years...
And you think that living in number 13 is one of the reasons for it?
Well, there's somewhat causing it.
Hang on. Hopkins left a book behind when they left shop. That's about superstitions. Number 13's mentioned in that.
Oh, why do you think you could let me have a look at it sometime?
I think I can remember it vaguely. It said that 13 was considered to be an unlucky number, and it was thought to indicate disaster.
Oh, like the bear.
Pardon?
There were a bear in my teacup this morning. That indicates disaster and all. And it were right.
13, it said, was a death sign in Roman times.
Death sign? Would you know I've not been feeling well all day?
No, you don't look well, love.
Evening. Oh, do we well. Hello there.
Come on, who's round, is it?
Nobody's. We're all skint this time of year.
Ah, especially me.
I knew there was something I didn't like about this time of the year. Give us a pint of bitter, will you, Fred? How did you get on with that horse, Stanley? Did it flash past the post at the speed of light,
I
then?
don't think it'd even reach the flipping post.
Tough, that. I told you not to risk your money. You see, if I hadn't taken that quid off you, the bookie would have been 2 quid richer instead of 1, wouldn't he?
Hey, Eddie, about that pound.
What about it?
Oh, nothing.
Stanley,
What?
I've got a confession to make.
Hey?
It wasn't you who owed me the money, it was someone that looked like you.
Oh, there's nobody else like Stanley.
You mean I didn't know it, yeah?
No.
Give it back.
Ah, not so fast.
Come on.
Look, if I hadn't taken it, you'd have lost it, wouldn't you?
I suppose so.
Yeah, well, that must be worth a pint. Take the pint out of that, Fred, and give it to my mate, the change, right? Unless you want to buy a round,
Not
Stanley.
likely.
I don't know why you're not a millionaire, Eddie. I mean, you've got enough cheek.
True enough. It's one of them things, I think, Alf.
I could have been a millionaire if I'd not gone to South America with Joe Hargreaves in 1935.
What's that, Mr. Tatlock?
Take no notice, he's always on about that.
I thought I'd find you in here.
Where else?
I've seen it.
See what?
Deirdre's baby.
Oh, blast. I meant to go and see her and I forgot all about it.
You know, I've not had the chance.
Oh, Deirdre's a lucky cat. I wish it were mine.
Oh, you wouldn't think that when it's screaming hungry for its food at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's only part of it, ain't it? There's all the rest, like bathing it and feeding it and playing with it and dressing it up.
Get her one glimpse of a new baby and a maternal instinct showing like a red petticoat. Betty, will you tell her? Babies are not all sugar and spice and all things nice, you know.
No, not at all. They're lovely all the same, though, aren't they?
Look, here's another one. No wonder they tell us our natures will never be liberated, and they won't.
No. Hey, isn't it about time you was coming home for your tea?
What's Harry?
Well, your tea's been ready above an hour. Besides, there's something I want to discuss with you.
You can't decide whether to book your holidays in Paris or Bermuda, eh, Mrs. O?
Oh, that'll be the day. No, actually, it's about changing the numbers on our front door. Changing them from 13.
What do you want to do that for?
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll change us luck.
Now it'll change our luck till we get born again. Different names, different lives, different everything.
Do you know, Stanley, I think you've been very lucky. I bet you've never shed a drop of sweat in your life. Now, that can't be bad.
Have you?
Yeah, when the law's feeling me collar.
You know, they say you can develop an allergy to number 13.
Hey, does that mean if you go into house number 13, you break out into a rash?
Hey, I had a rash last week.
Well, there you are then.
That settles it. We're getting it changed.
You'll have to get permission.
Well, we'll get permission. Won't you, Stanley?
What's that?
You heard. Now, look, home in 5 minutes, else your tea goes on the back of the fire. And it's not even paid for.
My luck will never change.